We have with ourselves an expert, Mr. Arijit Roy, who as inventor completed the patent filing cycle through the portal. I request him to enrich us with his experience. Please.
First, I would like to thank to all the members of our IPR cell. And today I am going to share my experience during patent filing, that is patent filing in 2014 and 15. And these are the entire flow diagram for the, how we have gone through the entire process of patent filing. That is, we have submitted our abstract initially, it's on April 2014, and after that we have got few reviews, and according to those reviews we have modified our abstract and made a complete description for the same. And fortunately we have got another workshop after those submitting that abstract, and after making those modification and description of the abstract, we gone through this discussion in a workshop and got some suggestions. That is, few introductions were there, one-to-one interaction, and we've got few suggestions from our professors, and then we have made complete specification for the same and submitted to the SRI, and then attorney have contacted us, and they have given few reviews, and they have interacted us for 3 or 4 times, and finally, as per our reply, they have made the complete specification in their way, and they have generated the file number. Next slide. And this was the title of our patent, that is an invention, that is an advanced wireless sensor network system and method for accurate information gathering from a radiation affected area. And after submitting the abstract based on this, we have got 2 reviews, that is from moderator 1 and moderator 2, and based on this review, next slide. Based on this review, we handle our comments, and we have gone through a rigorous patent search once again, and we have distinguished the how is our patent is not obvious. How our invention is different from the existing, and again by making a pictorial and in a descriptive way, we made another document, and we went those patent workshop which was organized in law school. And again, after that we have got a few suggestions and modified our patent invention, and after making the complete specification, we have submitted to the SRI, as I have told earlier. And for betterment of this patent type, I would like to say few things, that is, we should organize the patent workshop very frequently, because it helps a lot. From this we have got lots of suggestions from our professors as well as participants, and one-to-one interaction is very much important, because by this one-to-one interaction we can share our problem, and if there is any problem in our understanding, and after submission of the abstract, in abstract it may happen that in abstract our view is not clear. So in this case, the discussion based on those abstract is very much important. So at this stage, the suggestions of the expert is very much important. And finally, one is very confusing term, that is obviousness and novelty. So experts should describe how obviousness is different from the novelty with some examples. So that's all. Thank you. Okay, after attorney are very much active. Okay, and from when we have submitted the abstract initially, then from IPR cell we have got reviews within 7 to 10 days, and after modification and all those things, we have submitted to the SIC, and attorney have contacted us, and within 10 days procedure is completed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arijit Roy. As I would like to remind everyone, we have a separate session for all the queries that is being in the minds of all the people present here. But before that, we would like to invite Professor Vikrant Rajwera from Mechanical Engineering Department to kindly share his experience in technology transfer.
A very good evening to everyone. So today I'll be walking through a problem that we have taken up for one of the companies in Kolkata called Tega Industries. So I'll start from the way the problem was presented to us, the work we had done on that problem, and one aspect of that work we could actually file a patent. And I will also talk about the interesting part, which is as to why is it that companies would be willing to pay, how much would they be willing to pay, and how does this commercialization part actually work. So first I'll talk with the problem as such, in which this particular patent is applicable. So what we were dealing with was an item called trommel. So simply put, this is a cylindrical drum. So you can see the structure on the left hand side. These are equipment which are predominantly used in mining industry, and these can be pretty big and quite heavy. So the length of this trommel can be as big as something like 5 to 6 meters, and the diameter to the tune of 3 to 4 meters. And this structure, it has a screen on the outer periphery, and on the inside you have got a helix, or it's referred to, we have got a screw. And essentially the way it is used is that this particular structure, one end is connected to a ball mill. So whatever things are dug from earth, it is put into the ball mill, and the ball mill crushes the ore and makes it into tiny pieces, and whatever comes out of the ball mill is fed into the trommel from one end, and then the trommel is rotating, and because of the screw present inside, the material sort of tumbles on the inside and also moves along its length. And while it is tumbling, the smaller pieces go through the screen and fall onto a conveyor, and the bigger pieces remain inside the trommel, and whatever is big comes out of the trommel, which is again put back into the ball mill, or it is thrown away, and whatever goes onto the conveyor, it is taken out. So this is the basic working principle of the trommel. Now this particular company had come to us with a whole bunch of problems. First is that the trommel that they were making was over-designed, which is what is true with most of the mechanical systems. So this particular trommel, which was about 5 meters long and 3.5 meters in diameter, the current design weighs about 15 tons. So it's really heavy, while it is handling only about 2-ton ore at a particular piece of time. It's really over-designed. Second thing is that it was being made in one piece. So it's all welded in a workshop in Kolkata, and then they sell it to whoever orders it, and they supply it all over the world. So that was the second thing, that it was really big, and transporting it was a major issue. So whatever cost it was taking to make the thing, it was actually costing more for them to transport the thing to wherever it was being taken away. And to just give you some numbers, this particular trommel, they sell it at something like 25 lakhs per piece. So it's a high valued item, and the shipping cost is also very high. So the two primary things they wanted us to do was redesign the structure, make it lighter. And then the second thing is make it in pieces. Means come up with a design where we can make it in a modular fashion, okay, and then assemble it on site rather than having to do it over here. And then as an additional baby problem, they had also suggested that try to do something about the screw on the inside, so that for the same structure, everything, we can improve the screening efficiency. Meaning, if you are dealing with a certain amount of tonnage per hour, if we can redesign the screws so that a smaller trommel would do the same job rather than something bigger, once again it would work out to be good. So these are the three things that were given to us. And as it is the case currently, not many people understand about the IPR. Indian industry as such is not really bothered or knowledgeable about IPR. So no IPR agreements, nothing. You just say that, okay, you do this work, we give you this money. Now, normally in these sort of consultancy projects, the money is not much. It's about equivalent to 2 months' salary for 1 year's work. So it's very little money. So we solved the problem. We redesigned the structure, brought down the weight from 15 tons to 3 tons, made it in small pieces so that you could actually transport it in an auto or something like that rather than having to take it in a big truck. But then the interesting part is these two things couldn't be patented or anything like that. So it was a lot of good work, but fine, you just gave it up. Now the third baby problem which was assigned, which was related to the screw design, what I had realized was that they are using a very preliminary screw design. So what they are currently using in all these trommels is a constant pitch screw. Okay, so something that is shown on the left. Now whatever they are using currently, the drawback with that is when you use such a screw, initially when matter comes into the trommel, you are dealing with a very high mass flow rate. So the height of the media is high. But then as you proceed along the length, towards the end, a lot of it has screened out and you have a smaller mass flow rate. So the height of the media in the trommel at any point is smaller at the exit. So if you look at the height profile, it is sort of inclined, and it is expected that higher height will give you lower screening efficiency and lower height higher screening efficiency. So what I said was this, it's a very simple change, that alright, look, change the spiral design, have a bigger pitch at the beginning and a lower pitch at the end, and I said for concreteness let us just use some exponentially decaying spiral. And then I had shown through some modeling studies that actually when you do that, you can end up with a constant height. So this violet curve at the bottom shows that it's a constant height, and I said that you can actually improve the screening efficiency. Now at this stage when I had proposed it to them, fine, they were not that very enthusiastic, it's a small thing and all. Now this was the time when Professor P.P. Chakravarti, who was earlier the Dean Schrick and now is the director, he had initiated this 100 days 100 patents drive, and then fine, so there were a bunch of ideas, this was one of them, I got it provisionally filed. Based on just the theoretical studies, no prototypes, these are big things, I can't build a prototype for this. So we had just filed a provisional patent. Now after we have filed the provisional patent, then how do you actually commercialize it, and why would a company pay you for something you have done? So the deal is this, that the company at the end of the day, they would like to make more profit. Now they can make more profit in two ways. One, they bring down the cost of the item, means fabrication cost, and sell it at the same price, so increase the profit margin. The second thing is increase the volumes of whatever you are selling. So you make 10 lakhs on an item, instead of 10, if you can sell 100, you make a lot more profit. So at the end of the day, if whatever you are doing is going to help the company make more money, either by increasing the volumes or by increasing the profitability, they would be willing to share a little bit of money from what they make to you. Now once we have filed the provisional patent, what the company thought was that let's change the design radically, let's incorporate all the three ideas in one go. Change the structure, make it modular, put in a new spiral. And they did want to put in the new spiral design because it's a visual impact. When they show something to a customer, if you can visually notice that something has changed in the design, and even if it is only a visual thing, and if you can sort of intuitively say that this will improve your performance, then the sale value increases. So they wanted to have all three in one go. Now, if it is a company which makes stuff in India, and if they knew that such a thing is going to help them, they would just put it in their product. You wouldn't even know that they put it in their product. They would go ahead, they would sell it, and they would make money. But in this particular case, this was a firm based in India, but which sells the product all over the world, and it has many competitors, of course. Now, for this particular company, what was more important was that have this particular feature as a unique feature in their product, so that they can sell it as something different from other firms. And to have this unique feature, they had to make sure that others cannot copy it anywhere over the world. And for that to happen, they actually have to file the patent in all the countries where they have their competitors, so that nobody else can copy. So it's not really about giving me money because I have done this. It's more about protecting their own territory all over the world. And another important point is that the patent filing is expensive. It's not just a one-time investment that goes in during a filing process. So you have to pay the attorney who is doing the paperwork, you have to pay the patent office and all. But you also have an annual maintenance. It's funny, means who is doing what to give additional money, but then there is this something called maintenance cost. And every year, whether there is some utility for the patent or not, once you file it, you have to shell out a whole lot of money every year to retain the patent. And if you don't pay that patent extension fee, that's taken off. It's no longer a valid thing. So now, and to file it in multiple countries, you have to pay fee in each of the countries. So apparently, for a company which has global presence, to maintain a single patent, the filing costs come out to something like about 20 to 25 lakhs. Okay, it's a huge amount of money in order to file a patent, and then even maintenance costs are of that particular order. So since for them, anyhow they are going to incur so much of money in having this patent and then keeping it, first they would do it only if they are sure that it's going to make them much more money than what it takes to have that patent. And if they are doing it, they are not so much bothered about shelling out similar amounts of money when they are going to buy the technology from you. Now, now the biggest leverage that we had when we were dealing with them was this, that the minute you file a provisional patent, within an year's time, if you don't do anything, automatically the information goes into public domain. So if the company is interested in it and doesn't want its competitors to take this particular idea, it becomes their headache to make sure that they get this technology from you and they file the full patent within 1 year. Otherwise it goes public. So that was actually the leverage. Okay, the leverage was not really about something we have done and them being noble, ethical and all that in giving us the money. It is more about the information going public and them wanting to protect a particular territory. So my piece of advice is this, that patent filing costs money. So please ask yourself if someone would actually be willing to pay money in order to have this thing. Okay. And second thing is that if you are patenting something which a company would be interested in, try to go for those ideas which would be handled by global players rather than just local players. Okay. And then the third point is that whatever you're trying to do, at the end of the day, if it is going to change the profit margins in a big way, only then will they actually go into pain for bothering to file things globally and all those things. So just think about the commercial aspect a little bit. In this case, the IIT is paying money to file the thing, so for most of us it may just be like having something on a CV so that it looks good. But then, well, India is a poor country, we cannot afford to just throw away money. So at the end of the day, it needs to have some commercial viability, okay? And if you get it patented, you need to be aggressive in selling the idea your job doesn't end with filing. Okay, you need to actively try to sell it. The easiest thing is actually if you get the idea from a company itself, then you know who is the one who would be interested in. But even otherwise, you need to keep these things in mind. Okay, all right. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Professor R. Vikrant. Now we'll have the FAQ session. I request all the professors to please come up on the stage so that we can continue with the interactive session with the students.
Question Pranav has it. Pranav, question.